Okay, I was trying to explain something here, and I thought I'd just make a short, quick video on it. A little bit of maintenance on my, this is a 5-horse, 2-stage industrial compressor. This is a starter. This is not like your Home Depot or, you know, Harbor Freight or whatever type compressor. It's got the 80-gallon tank. It's an AMP compressor. This thing is a workhorse and a half. You know, if you compare it to a 5-horse that you buy at Harbor Freight or one of those places, this runs about the quarter of the time and puts out twice as much air, and it runs a lot slower because this electric motor is a shitload bigger than what you'll buy there. Of course, the goddamn thing cost a fortune, even when I bought it, I don't know, 25, 30, yeah, almost 30 years ago. In either case, I was doing a little bit of blowing out here, cleaning up one of my chairs, because that was the best way to blow the thing off, with the material being kind of a pain in the ass. And I, you know, noticed that the sight glass was over half full. Now you'll see the oil level is at the halfway mark in here, you know, and then you can kind of see, let's see here, that the bottom of it is filled with a lot of sludge. And that's basically because these motors, they get so hot and they condensate inside, and a lot of moisture and water builds up on the inside of these things when they're running. So last time I did an oil change, I had the bright idea to put some Lucas in there too. What is this shit? This Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer. You know, I mean, these compressors don't have a pump, and they take non-detergent oil. You don't have to really run compressor oil. I run a non-detergent 30 weight. So anyway, I'm getting into draining it, and hardly anything came out except a quarter cup of water. And as you can see, that's the color of the oil, which, I don't know, we don't have really good light here, but it's, you know, a milkshake. It's what you would expect when you see water with oil in it. And that floating crap is from me squirting about 3 cans of carb clean into this thing. Now, they put the drain up a little bit high, as you can see, about a ½ inch off the bottom. So it's not a true bottom. And I'm going to put this funnel down. And the bottom of it quit draining. And I don't know if I can get my finger in there and still get a little bit of this sludge out, but you can see that this is, you know, from even after a couple cans of carb clean sprayed in there and 1 can of brake clean to try to loosen this shit up to get it out. So, number one, I don't recommend using this Lucas shit. I mean, I tried it, and it really doesn't work. That took all the paint off too from where the carb clean was. Got to be careful about that. Not that this thing will ever rust. I mean, and you can still see it leaking out of the bolt hole. That sludge just coming out of there. And it's going to take about a day or two to drain and dry out in there. This, on most compressors, they have a, you know, it's just not a pump in there. It just picks up the oil by sloshing it around, splashing it up. So basically what you want to do is you want to keep it with straight oil. And if you're in a humid climate like I am, hang on a minute, let me put this funnel back up here so it'll sit here and drain. I'm just going to let this drain for the night. So the bottom line is, if you're in a humid climate like we are, when I had this at the shop, I used to do a oil change on it about, Jesus, you know, once every 2 months. And the water that came out of it was incredible. And of course, water with metal, it's going to rust, you know, and really do its job. But you can't drain it every month or even every week or whatever. So this is what I was trying to explain to, well, I was talking to Felix to put it in terms, and I was writing about it, and I thought, Jesus, you know, just writing about it doesn't make any sense. You really have to see what the hell's going on. So what I have to do here is, because the oil level, the water, there was so much water in it and everything else, and I was almost to the top, well, a little over 3/4 full, which will build pressure up in the crankcase, and you don't want that either. So I'll clean that out with some solvent. Don't use, usually a sight glass is made of plastic, and you don't want to use carb cleaner. It'll really milk up the plastic, and then you won't be able to see anything through it. But anyway, so there it is. Yeah, a little bit of maintenance on the compressor. Sometimes you got to take a little bit more apart to get stuff out of there, and probably what I'll do is I'll take a long screwdriver and run a rag around at the bottom of that of the crankcase. I'll go through here, I'll just stuff a rag in it, and then a couple times in and out to try to get some of it out of the corners. And then we'll do another oil change, and you know, I don't use it very much. I mean, not at the shop anymore. I'm not in a business here, so I only use it for home type stuff, or, you know, yeah, if I work on my own car, I use it some, but so my oil changes have gone down, but there's the maintenance. And what you might also want to do if you've got a compressor, they all have these relief valves for overpressure, and what you want to do is you want to squirt a little WD-40 in them, pop them up, squirt some into that hole there where the spring is, and a little on top where the valve is, and you will have, well, let's see, I took the safety out of mine, which is stupid. I should buy a new one, but this tank should have a safety too to pop off. In case it goes over pressure, the tank doesn't blow. These valves will pop off. I've got one over here, and there should be one on the tank. And like I said, I will get around to putting one on it. I've just been lazy. So anyway, yeah, quick little video on a rainy day. I hope this fucking thing isn't in Zoom again. And you know, for anybody that's got a compressor and they're kind of new to them, yeah, careful with your condensation and water buildup and everything else, because it will build up and it'll get into the oil very quickly. You know, if you live in a dry climate, probably not. But still, compressed air creates moisture. This is why, you know, you have a drain at the bottom, and I'll show you. There's water coming out of there from today. That's from me running it a couple times. So compressed air builds moisture. Alright, anyway, that's all I wanted to hit on. And that's it. So my beast can sit overnight, and tomorrow I'll do a little clean out and fill her up with oil again. Alright, take care now.